Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. Hope you're well. Right, we are starting a new zoo today. This is Utopia. It's going to be a very different style zoo to what I've done before. It's going to be quite big, grand. I'm going to try and do big impressive buildings, big impressive habitats, lots of water. You'll get to see, and we'll just see how it goes really. So it's not going to be quick. You know me. I don't do speed builds. I show you my workings. I show you my failures and my successes, and that's how it's going to be. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. So we're going to start off building an entrance building. I had an idea for an entrance building, which was kind of a big. Why is it? What is it telling me? What? Eh? It's telling me my vendors can't get to their things. Have I still got some staff members? I have. I've got people stuck here. Hang on. It's because I was just playing around with some vendors off camera. As you can see, I'll be doing a couple of little bits off camera. So let me just sack some people. Bear with me. Go away. There we go. That should sort that problem out. Yeah. So the entrance building. I want to do this sort of raised building with glass front. So I'm just going to see what this is going to look like. Let's get rid of the angle snap. So this is the kind of look that I had in mind. So it kind of sticks out a bit here. And yeah, so this is the entrance. So what I'll have a pathway coming in and coming in at the back here somewhere, and all of this is hidden. So you don't. This isn't the proper entrance basically. So wherever I have an internal door here somewhere will be the entrance. Right, and I want the path to kind of come right out here and walk around. So it forces people to walk around here, and then they'll enter the main zoo over here somewhere. However, I don't think that is high enough. So what I'm going to do is just raise this terrain a little bit. Let's shrink the old size down a bit there. So yeah, I think this needs to be a bit higher. Now, terrain work is something that I'm not brilliant at. I'm going to be honest with you there. It's something that I want to be better at in this zoo. So that is why I'm gonna try out lots more things. That looks a bit better. Right, let's get this back in. Right, so I want it overhanging, but not by a huge amount. It's got to be high enough up like that I can fit a raised pathway in. Okay, right. Well, let's do some editing to this. So what I was thinking, so I wanted this to be angled, but it's very hard when you do an angled bit of glass because obviously you end up with the gaps. But I did have the idea. So this is going to be a tropical zoo. Is my plan. So we'll see how that goes. Right. So my idea here. I hope the angle works out that this then goes flat. Yeah. So I was gonna see if I could do this flat to cover the gap. Now obviously it's going to be a bit tricky to line it up really well, so I want it just poking in, and I'll probably do it pretty flush to the floor like so. So yeah, getting it perfectly angled like this is going to be very tricky, but I think that's not bad. And then I think it probably needs, if I can double it up, something like that. And then you have the tricky task of copying and pasting it and trying to make it sort of match all the way around, which obviously I could do much quicker if I just copied and pasted it with the glass as well, but I've already done the glass and that was tricky enough as it was, so I'm just going to do it like this. So yeah, so this this zoo. While I'm doing this, I'll just chat to you about my thoughts. The zoo is going to be tropical, and so lots of palms, lots of greenery. I want to do lots of rock formations, lots of foliage, lots of trees. I am still very poorly, by the way, so I apologise if I'm coughing or sniffing at you. I don't know what I've got. I think it might be the Black Plague, because I just cannot shake this illness. Whatever it is, it's not nice, and it's really knocking me out. I've got, my sinuses are so blocked. I've got a constant headache at the moment, which is not nice. So yes, I apologise that I'm not 100% with it, quite frankly. But you know, I'm doing my best. Anyway, so yes, this zoo. Sorry, let's get back to the zoo. So yeah, lots of foliage, lots of jungle feel to it, lots of rock. So where you've got this bare rock, I love the idea of creating little rock formations of my own, little custom ones, and covering them up. I'll show you one that I've already done in a minute. That's a bit uneven. I think that's still a little bit uneven. Let's go there. Obviously this sort of thing is never going to be quite perfect, but that's okay. Imperfection is my skill. That's what I'm good at. I think people strive for too much perfection in life. I think it's good to be a little bit imperfect sometimes. Okay, what do we think to that? I think that looks pretty nifty. Obviously it'll all come together once you've got a top and a bottom and all that kind of good stuff. So I think let's put the pathway in. I don't think it really matters what kind of path I make it, because I'm going to cover it up. So I want it to be, can't quite see what level that is. Yeah, so probably about there. So people are pretty flush with it. Let's turn the angle snap off. So obviously I will cover up the edge, but I want the pathway to pretty much go right along this edge. It's never going to be, again, quite perfect. So something like that. And then I'll try and do like a sideways path there that goes out. So I also want in here one of these new things. I say new, it's probably been in the game for a while and I've just not really used it. So let's bring that in and then go. See, this is the problem. When you do a raised path, it has the edge on, which is really annoying because I don't want it to have that, because it means that I need to cover that up. And yeah, that's not always the easiest thing to do. Yeah, so sorry, what I was saying was I want to have one of these new merchandise areas in here. Let me see if I can do this. Something like that. So this path will then disappear out the back, is my idea. And then in here you have somewhere, where is it, this thing, so a modular souvenir shop, that's the one. So this is not something that I have done before. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit it in here, am I? Oh, I might do actually, yes. Here we go. So this is something that was added in one of the expansions. I honestly can't remember which one. Excellent, so I can fit it in. I want to make sure it's pretty much flat, like so. Excellent. Right, let's come out of that. Excuse me. So these things are great because you can add all these bits of shelving on. So you have down the bottom here, you have all these different sort of bookshelves and things, and then each one of these you can select what goes on it. as well. So yeah, very, very cool. So what I'm thinking is like stuff like this. You just kind of create a barrier. So the idea is I'll cover all of the flooring so it looks like it's all one area, is what I hope. Although I may need to do an edge on this bit, unfortunately. I may do an edge on the whole thing, but either way, I want to force people, basically, they'll come in here, I want to force them to walk around here in front of the glass. That's basically what I'm going for. So I might do like a whole bank of these along the back to create that sort of artificial wall. And then you have, actually, let's see this looks pretty good. I could do like a little row of these. These are double-sided, I think, so you want to make sure you can get to both sides. Ah, no, they're not actually, they're single-sided. So actually, let's double them up. I quite like that being offset, actually. I think that looks cool. Or do I? Let's have a look. No, actually, let's put them in line. That's better. Let's see what else we've got as well. Don't want it all to look the same. Look, you've got like little poster bins. See, so that would look pretty cool at the end, I reckon. I assume that's going to be a poster bin anyway. I'll find out in a minute. We've got these corner things. Very cool. It's a really good idea, this. It's something that I've not used before, but I do like it. And then you've got, that's the one I've already used. So that's a normal shelf. What have we got here? Ah, hanging stuff. Yeah, so this is cool. So I don't think I want to create another sort of wall here, but what I might do is something like this, where they're back to back. And then maybe again over here. I have no idea if this actually gets used. I just want it to look good. Okay, now let's see what we can put on these things. T-shirts or bags. Okay. So let's go T-shirts that side, bags that side. Okay, and then we've got these little corner ones. So we've got all sorts of different things we can put on here. Well, let's just start at the top and work our way down. I'm guessing a lot of these will be all the same things, yeah. So let's just work our way down the list, try and make sure there's lots of variety. I mean, this is awesome, isn't it? This is just so cool. What have we got? Plushies. Obviously, we might end up duplicating something. Puzzles. I mean, this is exactly what you find in an actual zoo, isn't it? Spider hats, nice. Right, and then over here, yeah, it's the same list. So yeah, we are going to duplicate, unfortunately, but that's fine. It's all about the look. Excuse me. Where are we? Lion hats, masks, mugs, more plushies, and more puzzles. Nice. Oh, and I didn't do our little posters. Oh, posters or umbrellas. Do you know what? Let's just let's get one of each. Let's get a hang on, right. Let's just move this. Just so I can have one as posters and one as umbrellas. There we go. Get as much variety as I can. Lovely. Right. I'm still not sure how I'm doing the roof of this yet, because I essentially want to raise the land over here and not really show a lot of roof is the idea. So that this bit really is just sticking out the side of the land. That is easier said than done, of course. But essentially I need to do that last. I need to try and get all this inside bit looking good first. So let's just see what sort of floor I can put down in here and whether I can, basically. I do like this wooden floor. It's just that I can't really have that over the whole thing, but I could potentially put in this kind of flooring. Let's see if I can raise it. I don't see. I probably can raise it enough to cover up the whole thing, but you're very close to chopping people's feet off if you do that. But I kind of think I might need to. It's going to be tricky, obviously, around this edge here. Yeah, I think I might just have to do it, and people's feet will just have to be chopped off, because there's no easy way of doing this, really. I don't really know the best place to start other than just going for it, really. So you're going to end up with some very awkward bits to try and cover up. Around the edge here. But that's fine, I can work with that. So for example here, I can do that, and then, whoops, if I just break those three off, I can then kind of bring them in like so, and then you just gotta drop them a tiny bit, just so the graphics aren't glitching. Right, and then that's your edge. It will be at some point anyway. And then essentially all of these gaps here need to be filled in the same way. So you just need to, yeah, I think if I kind of go like that, and then essentially just copy and paste, and obviously it means it's not perfect, because the pattern on the floor doesn't always match, but then you're not really going to be in here looking in detail a lot of the time anyway, so I'm not too fussed about that. So this edge, obviously I will have other material down copying to fill that up, so that's not going to be a problem. So I'm really just trying to cover up the main bit of path for now. So like I said, slow progress with this kind of thing. It's one of those things where when you watch someone do these in a speed build, it always just looks so quick and easy, but of course those guys spend hours doing it, and then they compress it all down into a 10-minute video, and to me that's always seemed a little bit of a waste of time, quite frankly. I don't know, I just find it a bit odd, to spend hours and hours and hours doing stuff and then just show people the end result. Essentially, you're not really getting to enjoy the building process, are you? I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it's just how I do things. Right, I'm just trying to make sure the graphics aren't glitching. See, that's nice because it kind of just blends it all together. Just got one slight glitch going on there. See, when you come out, you really don't notice that sort of the different angled stuff. So I'm not going to cry about that. Right, let's get back to this. So I want to cover up this bottom edge. Oh, I didn't realise how much that had stuck out there. What have I done? Okay, let's hang on. Let's break that one off as well. Yeah, sorry, that was awful. Didn't realise that at all. Right, let's just bring that out. Okay, good. So yeah, so the bottom edge here, we've got stone, we've got glass. Do I want more stone? I think I'll give it a go. Let's see. Now I do like these beams, but I do want to use different things in this, so I want to really try and be creative with different pieces. But obviously it's got to look good as well. It's got to be appropriate. I need it to be quite wide because I really need to cover this bottom bit up, make it look strong. And I'm not sure what we've got in stone. You see stuff like that, that's probably a bit too big, really. Or I don't know, actually. Let's see. I don't know, because it's kind of what you want. I'm not too fussed what it looks like outside, or am I? Yes, it's almost a shame that it's got the pattern on, actually. No, it's not quite what I want. Yeah, see, none of these pieces are going to work. Again, it's the pattern that's the problem with that. And the indentation as well, trying to match them up is going to be a nightmare. So I may just have to go back. I don't think round will look good. And in fact it's not, no, it's not quite the look. Although I think I can paint that, can't I? I can. Let's see, we've got square. No, okay, do you know what? I think I might stick on this one. I might stick with these beams. I might go with the thinner version, the big flat version. Just because I think this will blend well. Right, so I've got to work out what sort of height I want it to be. I guess I want it to come out and sort of join there. Yeah, so from the outside I think that looks good as well. Again, none of this needs to be covered yet because I will be covering that up with other stuff. So really I've just got to make sure it's all covering up the inside and keeping roughly the same coverage on the outside as well there. Again, it's never going to be quite perfect, but then I don't really like symmetry. You know, symmetry is boring and easy to do. I do prefer it when you have to be a bit more delicate and a bit more creative. So as far as animals go in this zoo, I'm going to try and do a bit of everything, but I am going to focus on the larger animals. Particularly I'm going to focus on animals that like to swim, because I really want to do some nice big underwater viewing areas in this zoo. I mean, we'll have to see how that goes. Anyone that's watched my stuff before knows that I have struggled in the past. Actually, sorry, let me just redo that. To do underwater viewing areas. But I've been watching some sort of tutorials and things, so I think I can have a good go at it now. I'm just looking at these and they look a little bit odd. I'm just wondering whether I want to maybe angle them like that. Not quite. Obviously, I want it to cover the glass, but I wonder if I think that might look quite nice actually if I angle them so that they're just like that, just covering the glass. I like the square look next to the angled glass, but actually having them angled opposite to the glass I think could look even better. Let's give that a go. There's going to be a lot of that again in this zoo. A lot of trial and error and changing, because I'm going to be trying to do interesting buildings, and it's not easy doing interesting buildings, and certainly you don't get everything right first time. I mean, if you do get it right first time, that's a reason to celebrate, isn't it? Because it's not easy. Until you try something, you don't know if it looks good, and then you just look at it and go, oh, do you know what, actually it might look better if I do this or if I do that. Right, yeah, I think that does look nicer actually. The angle is good. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do underneath. Now this is one of the things, let me just duplicate this. So this is something I did with these rock pieces, these stone pieces, as a kind of rock formation. It's not going to work in this situation, but what I'm looking at doing is creating some blueprints of different rocks that you can use and sort of duplicate around to cover up these areas. I think I need to get the rest of the pathways in, so I think I'll do that and then I'll bring it out there. Now what am I going to do here, because I'm probably going to have a habitat outside here, so I think I am probably going to keep it. I don't know why that's going sideways, that's really odd, being a bit naughty there. So I might keep it raised for now. Actually, do you know what, I think it needs to be a wider path, because this is going to be a big popular area, so I think it's going to have to be something big like this, isn't it, really? Or is that going to be too big? I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. I just want it in place for now, and then out the back here we'll shrink it back down. So this, I'm going to hide this. So this, I don't care what this looks like because it just doesn't matter. This is going to be just a pathway that comes down here and joins into that. That could look like that, no problem at all, because it's going to be hidden. What matters is what I do out the front here. So I think, oh, do you know what? I'm just wondering whether I wanted anything else in here. I don't think I do. I think I just want it open like this. And I know as soon as you open the zoo, it's going to look really crowded really quickly. But that's fine. Well, I can hide. I can hide until it's cleared a little bit. But we're not going to open the zoo for a while anyway, so it's not really a problem. And do you know what, even stuff like this I can detail. I could put some moss and stuff growing on these rocks. I think that would look nice, and possibly the rocks underneath here. So we've got these mossy rocks like this. You see, this is the dynamic stuff. So if you turn them, they get moss in different ways, which is pretty cool. So this is the kind of thing I'm looking at doing, is creating a blueprint. I'm just going to get rid of that. Creating blueprints of these rocks so that you can just kind of copy and paste. And hopefully, if you mix it up enough, it can end up looking really good. That's the hope, but who knows? See, so you do this kind of thing. That's not a very good rock, actually, that one. particularly good either. I feel like this end here just needs an extra little something. Yeah, so something like that, right? And then you group it together and you bring it in over here. And then you duplicate it. Now in this case I haven't really done it backwards, so you can't really turn it backwards, but you can use it sideways like this. And you kind of overlap them as well to just to break up the patterning on it. Yeah, see, so that's the kind of thing. And then I was wondering whether I could get away with using some of these. Let's just make sure that's not showing inside. No, it's not good. So these can be used at the top here to kind of cover up most of the foundations. Something like that. Yeah, I mean it's starting to take shape already, isn't it? I don't mind that you can see a bit of concrete or whatever it is under there, because that's what it would look like. So, and then I feel like you just need to just cover these in a little bit here as well. See, the more you just plonk rocks down, the better it looks. Really, it just adds texture all the time. And obviously that can be then decorated with foliage as well. So you get the idea of sort of what I'm trying to build here. Now that top bit is not, this bit here is not, it's not protruding maybe as much as I would like, but I'm okay with that. I think it's still going to look really nice once it's finished. What I might do actually, because these look a little bit floaty, I'm just thinking what it would look like to kind of extend this to make it look a bit more like it's really coming up out of the ground. Yeah, that's going to look better, isn't it? If I do that to all of them, that's going to look so much nicer. Or the alternative actually would be, because we've got these at an angle, kind of taking it down at an angle as well. What do we reckon? Oh, look at that! I could actually take that right down like that. Ooh, choices. I'm not sure which one's going to look better. Obviously, what I would have to do is that. It kind of makes the whole thing look like it's really built into the rocks. No. I'm just going to cover that gap there. Yeah, I think that's going to look nicer actually. So I'll do that. Cool. Well, that will be in the next episode. I'm going to leave it there for now. So there we go. We're making a start. It's, like I say, it's going to be a big project, this one. And I really hope you're going to enjoy coming along on the journey with me, because it's going to be a hell of a ride. It's going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully we're going to come up with some really cool looking habitats and really cool looking buildings. We shall see. Right, so thank you so much for joining me in this first episode of Utopia. I'm going to try and record at least one more episode today. Possibly two, I think. I'm just looking at the time. Yeah, I think I've probably got time to do 2 more recordings today. So hopefully all 3 of these episodes will go out this week. Excuse me. And then we'll see what time I get at the weekend to hopefully do some more. But yeah, let's leave it there. So thank you so much for joining me. Please do hit the like button if you want to help the channel out and if you've enjoyed the episode, obviously. And I will hopefully see you again in the next episode. Until then, do take care. Bye for now.